So this is our today topic, that is regarding for the installation of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So in this we will discuss about the installation portion and what are the procedure that can be followed in a network also. So we can also discuss about the network installation and we can also discuss about the local installation also. So there are two types of installation that we can use by using the local media and by using the network media. So within a network or within a local storage, local media, we can install any operating system. It can be Linux operating system, it can be Windows operating system. Any operating system can be installed by using the local media and remote media also. So in this, we discuss both of them. So what is the procedure that I will discuss? See. So installing Red Hat Enterprise Linux, selecting installation media. It means we require a media. What is media means? Gitu. What do you understand by the media?
Sir, media is like some audio visual things.
No, no, not like this. So media is a plural of medium. Medium means what types of media? So MED, it's a same, and it will convert as a plural. It means we require a DVD. See here, what type of media? DVD, ISO mesh, kickout mesh. It can be anything. It means if you want to install your operating system on your machine, so you require a media. It means you require a DVD of RHL8, and you can have your pen drive. Pen drive is also a media. So from the medium, so what type of media you will require? It's not a just like a that type of media. This is related to the DVD. This is related to the pen drive. If we have the pen drive, in that pen drive, so by using the pen drive, we can install what operating system? RHL8. RHL8. So we can install this. So for the installation of RHL8, it can be RHL7, it can be RHL6, RHL5. So we require media. If we have the media, then we can install the OS. So for the installation, so we require media. So it can be your DVD, it can be your pen drive, it can be your ISO mesh, it can be your kickout mesh. So in VM, Red Hat VM, that is provided by the Red Hat Lab. This type of mesh that is used in the Red Hat Lab setup that I have used. So in that particular VMs, this type of image is used, not this one, not this one. So they uses this type of kickout image. Kickout means QEMU, copy on write. This type of image is used in virtual environment. So within a 1 minute, we can create multiple machines by using this type of image. So these are all the concept. What type of media we can have? Suppose if you are installing a VMware, it uses a different media, VHDX. So this is also image, also media. By using this media, we can boot my machine. So we require different types of media. So Red Hat provides several installation media that you can download from the internet. It means customer portal of the Red Hat. And you should require the subscription because Red Hat provide all of these things by using the subscription. So we can download this particular image which containing this particular booting program. It means this kickstart image. This is a kickstart image that is known as Anaconda. So Red Hat Enterprise Linux installation program, and it have two types of repository. The first one is base OS, the second one is AppStream. So these two repositories are required. It means these two repositories are used by this particular type of Anaconda repository. So we can install the operating system. So these repositories contain the packages needed to complete the installation without additional material. So we don't require to download any types of material from the internet. These two folders contain all the packages that is required to install your operating system. So all of these things can be happen by this particular Anaconda repository. This contain these two repository also. So we can if we have the ISMS, we can also install the operating system that is also contain the Anaconda requiring configuring the network access. But for this, we should have the requirements of the network access. Without the networking access, we cannot install. So for the network access, we require some protocols. These are the protocols that are to be required. By using these protocols, that is HTTPD, HTTP, FTP, NFS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, File Transfer Protocol, or Network File Systems. These protocols are to be required for the network installation. So this is regarding the network installation. So we can use this particular thing also. Then what is the next one? So this is the first one, that is regarding the local installation. This is the second thing, that is regarding the network installation. And this is the third thing, that is also regarding the local and network both, we can say that. So these are called kick out image. Kick out. So pronunciation is kick out. Kick out 2, that is a version, that is the image containing the pre-built OS. Have you heard about the AWS? This one? Have you heard about this one?
Yes, sir.
In this, what you will do? By using AWS, what you can do?
Sir,
Create the
actually,
VMs
yes, sir. They provide the cloud
and
storage.
cloud storage. It means not only the cloud, it provides the VM. In VM, you can work. And how you can work? First, create the VM, and after then install OS. Any types of OS you can install, and you can work on that, and you can create the server also. So these are the VM. That is known as cloud. It means that is known as cloud. What is cloud? Cloud is a space where you can create your VMs. And on these VMs, you can work and you can install any types of OS. It can be your Microsoft OS, it can be your Linux OS, it can be your Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, Mac, anything. All types of server can be configured on that particular cloud. Same these thing can be happen in Red Hat. Red Hat also plowed the cloud functionality. It had its own cloud because different company has its own cloud. AWS, this is a different cloud. We can also have Azure. Have you heard about this? This one? Google Cloud.
Yes, sir. Azure is of Microsoft or GCP is of Google. Yeah.
It's a Google, GCP, it's a Amazon. And have you heard about this one? OpenStack?
Sir, OpenStack नहीं पता किसका है.
This is a cloud of Red Hat. Red Hat has its own cloud also. It has its own cloud that is known as OpenStack. So OpenStack also provides the same functionality that is provided by the AWS. So cloud can be a public cloud, cloud can be a private cloud. Just like VMware. What is VMware? VMware just provide a private cloud also. So cloud means you can have the virtualization VM environment. So by using the VM environments, we can use the VMs and we can install the operating system and we can configure the server also. So all types of functionality can be happen on these particular clouds. It can be your private cloud. Cloud can be a private and cloud can be a public. So AWS just provide the functionality of public cloud, and it has some functionality of private also, have some function that can be provide the private cloud also. So see here, this one, it is a, what is this type of image? This is also a pre-built. So in AWS, which type of image uses these types of images, but that is not a kickout, that is a different one. So in these particular images, pre-built OS that is configured. When you create a machine, then load that particular image, then your VM will be ready within a 1 minute. Same thing will happen by using this one. So we can create a VMs. See, read this particular line. This one. What is this one? Pre-built system containing disk. It's a disk. Deploy as a VMs in which particular environment? In a cloud environments, or in enterprise means in a private environments also. Virtual environments. So this is the full form of this one. It's called QEMU. It's a hypervisor copy on write. So these are the standard images. Why these images? Red Hat can install the OS on the VM environment. So Red Hat provide installation media for supported processors. So what type of processor you should have? It can be your AMD processor, it can be your Intel processor. And if you have the IBM power systems, so these are the processor requirements. So if you want to install the operating system on your local machine, so what you should have? You should download that particular ISO image from the Red Hat site and burn this on your DVD and burn this on your pen drive. It can be anything, and boot ISO image to physical media. Copy each of the USB flash drive. So you can also have the media on your flash drive, that is known as pen drive. And similar, public each from the network. If you want to use the network functionality for the installation, so this type of functionality will provide this. So Kickstart, by using the Kickstart, we can install the OS by using the network. So we should have to create the PXE server. So by using the PXE server, we can install the operating system by using the network. And this is the composer. If we want to create the image, customize image, so this is a software, this is a program, this is a tool that is available in RTL 8. For a specialized use case, Composer allows administrator to build custom system image. So we can create its own image for deploy on cloud platform or virtual environments. So these types of images can also be customized by using which particular one? This one. And this is the command line interface. This is a graphical interface. So Cockpit will provide you this type of functionalities. I will show this one also. Cockpit, that is a graphical web console. By using this particular web console, we can also manage all the VMs also. This one, command line functionality. So this is the procedure. So we have two types of things. That is, first one is manual installation and the second one is automated installation. So first we will perform this type of functionality and after that automation installation. So for manual installation, what we should have? We should have the DVD. We should have the ISO image. So the administrator can install the operating system. So we can install a new RHEL system on any bare metal server. Bare metal means any physical media or it can be your VMs. So we can have a physical machine and we can have a virtual machine. So Anaconda is a program that provide the installation functionality. In this we have two repository. The first one is base OS, the second one is AppStream. So these two repository install all the packages by using this particular Anaconda program. This Anaconda program is also known as the Kickstart. program. This one is known as. So we can have a manual installation, that for the manual installation, the administrator instruction will require. If we type next, then give the space, all types of instruction will required for the manual installation. So user to query how Anaconda should install and configure the system. So in this manual instruction is required by the administrator. In this, there is no instruction required by any administrator. All these instructions we can write in a Kickstart file. When we write all the instruction in the Kickstart file, Kickstart will automatically select all the instruction that is provided by the network admin. Suppose when we install, it will ask, you want to continue, then next. So in this, interaction is required, then again next, then again next. So all types of instruction in this required. But in this, we write all of these things in this particular file. That file is known as Kickstart file. So that is written in a Anaconda. So Anaconda is a Kickstart file. In this, we write all the instruction that have to be provided by the administrator. So this is about the manual installation. So this type of wizard will appear. Then you should have enter all of these things. So this type of instruction is known as manual instruction. So we should have create the partition. We should have provide the host name also. We should have provide the system purpose, and again time zone, language selection. All types of instruction is required by the network admin. If the network admin cannot select these one, so this will not begin the installation. So that is called manual installation. So in this, user interaction will required. So then after then done, these selection will be required by the network admin. All of these installation, these all the instructions, root, password, creation. After then this type wizard will appear. Then installation will start it. Then after then reboot your machine, and then installation will be complete. So this type of installation, that is known as manual installation. So in this, user interaction is required, that I have already told you. But if you want the other installation, so I will start this installation first. So these all steps will follow in this type of, so this is called custom installation. Reclaim network, host name, provide this IP. Then this is the there is a ISO image that is stored in a network. So provide the path of the network. So this is my DVD that is stored in my this particular HTTP web server. So keep this installation through the network. Software selection, system purposes, done, begin the installation, root, password, then done this particular thing, then user creation, reboot the machine, then the installation will complete. So I will show this all steps one by one by using this particular lab setup. So I will start this one. So give me just 1 minute to ready my machine. See, I will share my screen. So now my screen is visible for you. Hello, Rahul and Gitu. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I will start this all steps one by one. So in this, it will so start this particular server A machine console. Then reboot this one by using this particular key. Then the installation will be started, and then continue. Then select this one. So I will start my machine. So my machine. So this is my server A machine. This one. So reboot this one. So I will see. Okay, not like this. I will start this in a hole. Now it's visible clearly. So see this one. Now we can see both of these things one by one. So just click on Control Alt Del, Control Alt F1. See this one. So this key is required. Control Alt Del key. So I will start here. Control Alt and Del to restart my machine. So this machine will be restarted, and this particular wizard will appear. So you can install this, but I want to install this. So select which one console. This one, install Red Hat Enterprise Linux. See, so I have selected this particular wizard. See this one. After the rebooting, this wizard will appear after entering on this particular concept. Then wait for the language selection. So it will ask for the language selection, then continue, then select your partition, this one. So see, it will take a time. See this one. It will ask for the language selection. So select English India, then continue. Then continue this one. Then see. After then, click on installation destination. Select VDA. Done. Installation option will appear. Reclaim space. Click on this one. Then reclaim disk. Space. Delete all partition and reclaim disk again. So see this one. Installation destination. See. In this, click on done. Then done. Okay. So where is my VDA? This one. See this one. VDA. What is this? See this. Select VDA to select it. So this is my VDA. This is my VDB. This is my VDC. We have 4 hard disks, but in this we want to install my OS. Then just click on which particular reclaim disk. This one. Okay. 1 minute. Then done. Not this one. Then done. So this will show me this type of wizard. So at this time we have no space, including 2.79, required 4.86. So reclaim disk, it means we want to delete all the partition. Then again click on delete all. Then again reclaim disk. This one. So the partition will be created. After then what we'll do? Reclaim disk. After click on this one. Which type of wizard you have to select? Click on network and host name. Then provide the host name of this one. Then apply. So then click on IP version 4 setting. Then provide this particular IP. Then save this particular thing. Then on your network setting, this one. So see here, click on network. After that, click on which one? This is for the network. So on this first, then click on configure. See IP version 4, where is this one? Here IP is already selected. This one 25.0 net mask, this one. That is already predefined. So we don't have to write this again. Then save this one. Then see here, there is a local host. And what we should have to type? Server a.lab.example then. So provide this particular name. Remove this one. Server a.lab.example.com. So provide this name. Give me just 1 minute. देखिए, so see this one. So provide the name, that is host name, then apply. Then done this. So we have completed two things. The first one is installation destination, second one is network. What is the third one? See this one. This is installation source. That is not a local media, it's a remote media. In this, my DVD is stored. See this one. This is my DVD that is stored in this particular machine. The machine name is content.example.com. In this, we have a folder RHL 8.0. In this, we also have the folder x86_64. In this is my DVD. By using this particular DVD, we can install my operating system. So provide this installation source, this particular name, then done. So copy this one. See, this is my installation source. So let's not copy paste. See, so I will write, that is content, TENT, content.example.com. This one. In this, we have a folder that is RHL 8.0. So write this here /RHEL 8.0. This one. After then, which one? x86-64. So type here x86_64. It's a name of the folder. In this particular folder, we have another one folder, that is DVD. So in this, we have a folder that is DVD. So that is http We have also have the other more option also, but at this time we have this particular protocol. By using this protocol, we can use this particular DVD. So this is my server name, and this is the folder. This is again folder. This is again folder. In this DVD, this one. So then just done this one. So it will take all the packages, downloading all the packages from this particular content.example.com. Then after then select which one. See this one again, this one. So this installation source has been completed. After then click on software installation. Select this minimal installation, base environment, then done this one. So click on this software installation, click on minimal installation. After then done this one, done. So this also I have completed network installation, I have completed network and host name, I have completed network source, I have completed software installation. After then one more thing, that is system purpose. So see this one. So click on which one? System purpose. Select RHEL 8 server, self-supported, development and testing, then done this. Then click on begin installation. Now your installation will be started. So this is the whole procedure. By using this, you can install my operating system. So see this one. So click on system purpose, select Red Hat Enterprise Linux server, select self-supported, and select development and testing. Then click on done. So this is my first step. So I will show you what is my first step. This one. This is my first step. This is my second step. This is my third step. This is my fourth step. And this is my last step. But see here, this step is not selected. If I want to select this one, because this is India, this is India. But see here, this is New York. So I will select this one also. There is no need for this one. There is no need for this one. You don't need to this one, this one, this one. But these are to be required. So select this one also, click on installation, then click red India map, then done this. It's a Asia, it's a Kolkata. So done this, then begin installation. Your installation will be started. Then provide the root password, that is Red Hat. Again Red Hat. Red Hat again, then done this one. Done. Then provide the username, that is student. Again make this administrator, again student. So this will be complete. This installation has been completed. Now see this one. There is only 406 packages that had been done within a minute. So my installation has been complete. So this is the step that you should have to follow. Then see this one. Give root password. I have already done. User creation, I have already done. This is student creation. Then this will reboot the machine. Then installation will be complete. So these are the custom installation procedure. This is a custom installation procedure that you should have to do. So these are the steps that we should follow during the manual installation. So it will take a 1 and 2 minutes. Within a 1 and 2 minutes, this installation will complete. So just it will take 1 minute, only just 1 minute. This installation will complete. So it will complete the init ramfs. This is the last one step. Initialization random access memory file system. So it will create a file system for this one, generating init ramfs. Then this installation will complete, then reboot the machine. This is the last step. Reboot this one and your installation will complete. See, give username and password here. See this one. Reboot. After the reboot, when the display login prompt, login as a student and password as a student. So this is the last step. So type here just a student, then again student. See, my installation will complete. So within 1 and 2 minutes, I have completed my installation because it has only the command line installation. So this not required more time, less memory, less hard disk space. So we can do all of these things, ls command, mkdir, all of these things we can do this, mkdir, toy, ls, you can see. So this is the process that is required for the installation. Then close this particular. So this is the procedure. So my this process has been completed. Then I will start with this one. So what is automatic installation? So any doubt regarding the manual installation? Hello. So what is the manual process? Manual installation process. Okay. Now I will start the automatic installation with Kickstart. So this is a function, this is a utility. By this we can provide the installation using the automation. Automation is automatic installation. So what is the procedure for this one? So see here, you can automate the installation of Red Hat. It means RHEL using a feature. The feature name is Kickstart. It's a utility. It's a functionality. By using this particular Kickstart server, we can install my RHEL 8 OS automatically. So using Kickstart, you can specify everything in an Anaconda. This is my Kickstart file that is known as Anaconda. Need to complete the installation, including this partition. So select all of these things in this particular Anaconda file. What types of partition you want and how much space you want, what types of network configuration you want, what types of package selection you want, and other parameters that you want. So write all of these things in this particular file. After then, that file is known as Kickstart text file. So all of these things have to be written in this particular Kickstart file. So by referencing the text file Anaconda, so Anaconda is a program that perform the installation without the further user interaction. So without the user interaction, all the procedure will be followed by this particular text file. So Kickstart in RHEL8 is similar, just jump start. So in RHEL8, that is known as Kickstart, and in Oracle VM, Oracle operating systems, that is known as jump start, and in Microsoft, that file is known as unattended answer file. So different procedures used in different operating systems. So in Red Hat operating systems, that is known as Kickstart file. In Oracle, this file is known as jump start, and in Microsoft, this file is known as unattended answer file. So it's an answer file that have all the procedure to set up all of these things. So that is called setup answer file. So what is the procedure and how to write all of these instructions in this particular Kickstart file? So these are some procedures. So begin a list of commands, start with this particular sign, end with this particular sign. If you want to select the package selection, start with percentile, end with percentile with end sign. If you want to select your module installation, so these are some procedure. This is pre-installation, this is post-installation. So these are all of these things. So these are some steps. If you want to select the installation through the network, so give the URL only just in a Kickstart file. These are things. See, VNC password. If you want to select, clear all the partitions. This is my SDA drive. This is my SDB drive, initial label. This is my home partition. Ignore bootloader selection. This is the partition information. So write all of these things in the file. So this will create this partition, then volume partition, then logical volume, then these volumes. So these all the volumes will create, and you can install the OS in this particular logical volume. So these are the commands that have to be written in the Kickstart file. If you want to select the network, so take all of these things from the DHCP server. So IP will obtain through the DHCP server. Firewall selection, in the firewall selection, allow these two things. Language selection, this is the language selection, this is the keyword selection, this is the time zone. So take this through the NTP server, that is called Network Time Protocol server. And this is the server name, this is the time zone. So this is the time zone selection. Provide the root password. All of these things that you want, write all of these things in this particular Kickstart file. If you want to provide this in an encrypted format, so write the encrypted password also. This is my SE Linux selection. See this one. This is my services that you want to allow by using the services. Disable network, IP tables, these all enable this particular firewall D and network manager. If you want to create some groups, local users, see this one. So this is my group name, this is my group ID. That is known as post installation. This is not a pre-installation. This is an example of post installation. After the installation, you should have to create this particular group, this particular ID, this particular user. So this user will also be created automatically. And this is the logging information. This is the first boot disable. And after the creation of this particular file, this is the command. What is the command? To validate this particular thing. So this is the whole thing, the example of Kickstart file, this one. Installation version, RHEL8 machine. This is the partition related information. The file will appear like this. So this is the whole thing. that we have do in the kickstart file. SE Linux selection, disk partition selection, create a 10 GB of partition, which particular machine, VDA, what type of selection, XFS, create this particular slash partition and install these packages. So these are the packages that you should have to be installed. After installing this is my post installation, this is the pre-installation. After installation, this do these things. It means cloud images, ETH, remove this one, ln this one. So create device name is ETH, boot protocol, DSCP enable, on boot this, all of these things you should have to. EOF, end of the file. Write this one. This is the procedure. So in this file, create this particular file automatically. After creating this particular file, this is my device name, this is my protocol. To enable this by using the DSCP functionality, on boot yes and Ethernet. So this is known as, this is a script, whole script that is written in this. This is called EOF. And user pre end of file. This is the end. So percentile, start with percentile, end with percentile end. So note, in kickstart file missing required values. So we have a one command that is KS validator. This is the thing, if you want to generate all of these things by using the graphical mode, you can also use this one, and text mode you can also this one. And this is kickstart generator. So download this particular, all of these things in a graphical mode also. So this is the path. And what is the other? So like this, KS generator. So download this one, these all of these things. So these are the installation process. This is the installation, this is the partition information, bootloader, what types of package you want to select, authentication, network, security, display, all the information you should. This is a pre-installation script and this is a post-installation. So this is a GUI mode. And these are the CLI mode. This is the CLI mode. How to write the kickstart file. And this is the CLI mode. By using this one, we can create the kickstart file. So use this one. Then RHEL 8 beta version. This all these things. This is the basic configuration. KS kickstart generator. This one. So this is known as Anaconda. It's a program that is known as KS, kickstart configuration file. So this is a predefined configuration file that is stored in every root user's home directory. And this is the command that is called KS validator, kickstart validator. By using this, we can check all the configuration is valid or not. So this will show me one error. So write this particular error, then check again. Then there is no error. So this is the thing. So by using this particular command, we can check KS validation, kickstart validation. My kickstart file is good and we have no error. So network installation, USB installation, local disk installation. 3 types of installation we can do. And this is the procedure to install by using the Anaconda. So INST, KS means kickstart, by using STTP also, by using FTP also. These are some steps. FTP, NFS, SDB. It means hard disk. It means CD-ROM. By using the CD-ROM, we can also installation. So this type of wizard will appear, and this one. So that is called INST. KS means kickstart. STTP, server v.lab.example.com. This is my configuration file name. This is my folder name, and this is my file name. So like this way, we can also install. Then all the procedure will follow. Then your installation will complete. So this is the procedure, and this is one lab for the automatic installation. And what are the steps that we should follow? These are some steps that we should follow for this one. So these are some steps that I will follow. So then after we will discuss some more discussion about the KVM. So these are the steps regarding some theoretical portion about the KVM that I will show you later. First, I will create a kickstart file. Then this chapter will complete. So this one, yes, this one, that will complete it. So first, how to create a kickstart file. So give me just 1 minute, then I will start this lab. So I will ready my setup, then I will start. So these are the steps from this one. So I will start this. So just give me just 1 minute. So this is our practical, that is automating installation with Kickstart. So what is the procedure that we should follow? So first go to this particular machine. So this is my another machine. So this is my machine. So go to this particular machine. So now at this time we are on this particular machine. So create this particular Kickstart file. So see, copy root anaconda ks cfg. This is the default configuration file. This is on a server A machine, that is called home kickstart file. By using this particular name, you should store this particular file by using this particular commands. See this one. So use this particular command. This. So what is the use of this particular command? See this one. So provide the password of this one. So that is student. So this is my file. ls sudo, I will show you, sudo / root. Okay. So ls root, that is ls root. See, this is my kickstart file that is by default created in all the root home directory, not my home directory. See, there is no anaconda file. It's not contained in any regular user home directory. This file contained in only root user home directory. Suppose, see this one again. This is my root user, just ls. See, same thing. So just log out again. So this is a file that contain in root user home directory. And what we should have to need, copy this one in which particular location? In my home directory location. So copy this file in user home location. By which particular name? This particular name. So cat, this is for to view the file and redirect all of these things by using this particular name. So copy this one from this to this. See, all of these things that will appear in this particular file will be redirected in which particular file. So this is the sign of redirection. So that you have is in my screen. So all of these things that appear in my screen will automatically redirect in this particular file. So this is a procedure to copy this whole thing in this particular file. You can also use cp command, not only cat command. We have different way to copy this particular file, but in this is the procedure. So just follow this one. See, so this is for that. Then redirect this thing. This is the sign of home directory. Home means home student. Then give the name of this particular file is kickstart. The original name of this particular file is anaconda. So save this particular file by using this particular name. So this is my own file name, that is kickstart file. Then save this. Now It's visible clearly. See, now check this file is created or not. See this one. By using this particular name, this file will be copied in your own home directory. So this is the sign of your home directory. And this is the name of this particular CFG file. It means this particular configuration file. This is my kickstart file. You can give any name, but extension should be .cfg. Then open this particular file. So for opening, we use Vim editor. So by using Vim editor, open this file. So this is my file, that is kickstart. Open this file and see, make the following changes in this particular file. So this is your first change. So in this file, see where is reboot. So this is the reboot. So what we have to do in this, comment out the reboot directly. So I do not want redirect this when we install an OS. So we do not want the reboot. So we want to comment this particular line. So this type of instruction you should have to type in this. So just comment this particular. So this line will be commented. So these are the instructions that you want from by using this particular kickstart file. And what is the second step? Comment out the repo command. For the base OS repository, modify the repo command for AppStream to point the classroom's AppStream repository. So this one for the commented. So see this one. At this time, this particular file, this one, this repo, that is not commented. So comment this one. We have two repo, this one and this. So comment first only. This one. See this one. The first repo, the second repo. So comment this particular repo. So see. So just comment it. This one. And what are the changes that you should do in this particular? So that is repo --name AppStream base URL, that is http classroom.example.com. In this we have a content folder, in this we have a RHEL8 folder, in this we have a x86-64 folder, in this DVD, and in this select this particular AppStream to install all the packages. So see at this time what we have. So that is a different one. So write this the same. So go to end of this line, remove all of these things, remove this whole, and copy this whole one. So from this I will copy this. This is my repo. The name of this particular repo is AppStream, and this is the base URL. And from this HTTP, this is my server machine, that is classroom.example.com. In this classroom we have a folder. The name of that particular folder is contained in this. We have also another folder, that is RHEL 8.0. In this is the different folder, this is a different folder, and this is a different folder. I will show this one. Write this whole thing, copy this one. I will show this graphically. Just type http/. In this, what is the location? The location is classroom content. So that one, content, this one. So go to slash content, content. See this one. In this content, we have a folder. The folder name is RHL 8.0. In this, we have a folder that is RX8664. In this, we have also a folder that is DVD. In this is my whole DVD. So this is the procedure that you can follow by using the Internet Explorer also. But we cannot install by using this one. So these whole things you should have to enter in your Kickstart file. Then Kickstart file will automatically obtain this by using the HTTP protocol. So we can open this. So this is my AppStream. This is my base OS. This is the whole DVD. We have all the packages. So these are the packages that you can see. These are the packages. These are to be installed during the installation. See this one. And this is my another folder. This is my another folder, that is packages. These all are the packages. So you can view these one by one. So this is the path that you should have to provide, that I show you by using a graphical mode. This one. In this, we have a repository. The repository name is AppStream and base OS. We have two repositories. So give only this particular path. So all the packages can be installed by using this particular repo file. So minimize this one. We don't need to this one. So this is the procedure. So follow this from this one. So see this one. Comment out repo command for the base OS. So this is for the base OS and this is for the AppStream. So disable one repo file, only enable this one, because see, we have two repo. The first one is base OS. So disable this one, only enable this one. So these packages can be installed from this particular AppStream folder. Only disable this one. If you do not disable this, all the packages from that is available in the base OS can also be installed. So this is the thing. So enable this one from this particular server machine. So this is my server. Server name is classroom. Then what is the next one? Change URL command to specify the classroom HTTP installation source. So this is the source where all the packages are available. So give this particular path. So where is this one? So this is, so go to end, remove this whole thing. This is the predefined, and type here this particular line, hyphen URL http classroom.example.com, this one. So see, this is URL information. This is my hyphen URL equal http:// then classroom.example.com. In this we have a content. In this we have another folder. In this we have another folder. This is my DVD folder where all the packages are available, and by using this particular DVD folder we can install my operating system. So we do three changes. The first one is reboot, comment this particular line, again comment this particular line, and this is my third change, this is my fourth change. Then what is the next one? This is the installation, this is the change regarding the network. So disable this particular. I do not want IP from the DHCP server. I want it manually. So disable this one. So where is network? So go to the network setting. The network setting is here. So comment this particular line, this one. So comment this one. So this line will be commented. So you cannot obtain the IP address from the DHCP server. So for this, you should have to provide the IP manually during the installation. So see, provide the root password, that is Red Hat. So where is the root password information? This one. So in this, so just type hyphen plain text Red Hat. So just type here hyphen plain text just Red Hat. So this one you should have to write. Then what is the next procedure? That is auth select triple SD. So delete the line that uses auth command and add auth select, automatically select this particular. So this is my service that is known as triple SD. This is a service line to set the SSD service to as the identity and the authentication. So we obtain the authentication and username privileges from by using this particular service. So we should have to need this enable. So what is the procedure? So at this time this procedure is enabled. So that is auth. So delete this particular line. So just type 2 times, just erase this one, erase this whole, and just select, type here auth select. So just copy this one and paste here. So this has been selected. Then what is the next? This one, services, disable which service? KDUM, RHSMC, RHSM CertD. This is the service. Enable this one, SSSD, RNGD, CronAD. So these services should be enabled. So simply the services command to look exactly like the following. So what are the services? So we have enabled these services. So go to end of this line, remove this whole thing. Just enable, disable this one and enable this one. So just type here disable these two things and enable SSSD, RNGD and CronAD. So these three services should be enabled in your OS when we install the OS. So these automatically will be enabled and these automatically will be disabled during the installation. And what is the partition requirements? So comment out part. So what is the part? This one and this one also and this one also. Comment all these three lines and enable auto part. It means create the partition automatically and the whole partition will be created automatically, and you should not to enable these manually. So the manual installation, disable this one. So check. So what is the required partition? So that is required partition, disable this one also. So just comment out this one and again disk partition and again this one also, third one also. And the last one you should have to write, that is auto part, this one. You should have to write this one. So that is auto part. So write, copy this one, no, copy this, then just type. Then after then delete all the content between this particular sign to this particular sign. So that is start with post installation and the end installation. Delete all of the contents, all the content, only write this one. From this to this, only this one concept to be written. So delete whole one from the post installation, that is start from the post. See this one, error on fail. So this one, error on fail. So delete all of these lines till percentile end. So where is percentile end? This one. So delete whole thing and write only one line. So from, I will remove the whole one. So just type DD. This will delete all the lines. So delete the one where is and so this is the end and this one. And only write this particular line between this and this. Only this line we should have to write.
Sir, just before closing this, one more show me the how to close the base part.
Okay. So this is the percentile and this is the end. So this means it's a post installation and this, if there is any error, so save the all errors in this particular file. So this is the meaning of this. Is the meaning means it means echo is used to print this one, and this will be redirected automatically in this particular issue file. So there is any issue, so this automatically saved in etc folder. In this etc, this file will automatically created if there is any error related to this. And what are the packages information? So these are the packages that we should have to select. So at this time we have more and more packages. So delete all of these. Then this one. So from this, I will delete all of these. So just type DD 2 times. So these will be deleted. And just we have to type only these one. So that are core, starting from the core. And these, only these packages you should have to install. So this is start from percentile packages: core, crony, drawcut, firewall-d, grub2, kernel, rsync, tar, http, and plymouth. So these packages will install in your machine. So this is the whole thing. So what we have selected, the first one is disable this one and disable base OS also, enable only AppStream, this particular repository, and in this enable this particular URL. So this is the URL information. From this, the OS will be installed. And after that, what is the installation portion? So this one, password, that is in a plain text format, automatically selection, that is SSSD. So this is a service. SE Linux enforcing mode, and this is the service. Disable these two things and enable these three things. This is the partition information, automatically create the partition, and this is the error information. So this is the customized kickstart file that you have select according to your choice. So what you want, select all of these things that you want. So it's depend on you. So what types of installation you want and what are the packages you want. So it has lot of packages, remove all of them and only just type them that you want. So this is the related to the configuration file. Then save this one, then check by using ks validator command. This is my command, and check this one kickstart file. If there is any error, so see this one, we have one error related to this one. It means we do a mistake in this particular line. So go to in this particular line, that is in a line number 15. So by using this command, we can check there is any syntax error or any other error. If we have no error, this will show me a message. Then again go to this particular line, and where is the content? So set number. So where is 15? Line number 15, this one. So this is related to this one, like this. So we do a just a space here. So there is any error. So now it's clear. And then check again by using the case validator. So at this time we have no error. It means my kickstart file ready. And copy this particular kickstart file in your kickstart server. It means PXE server. So see this one. So copy this particular file on this particular HTTP server. So this is the location of HTTP server. In this we create a folder. The folder name is ks-cfg. In this, save this particular file by using this particular name. So this is my file and save this particular in this location. So see what is the location of my kickstart server. So this one, this is my server A machine. So see here, cd/etc, not etc, where www HTML. See this one, there is a folder. The folder name is kickstart. So this one, this is my folder. In this folder at this time we have no kickstart file. See this one, no kickstart file. And I want to copy this particular file in this location. So just copy this one, go to home. In this student we have a file. The file name is this one. This is my file, kickstart, and save in this particular location, just dot. But at this time there is an issue related to the permission denied. Just do here sudo. Now see, I have this file. See this
Sir,
one?
why permission is required?
Because this file is created by the root. So at this time there is no permission for other user. See this one, only just read permission, not to copy. So we should have to require this one. So see here, this is called sudo. Sudo means super user do. Super user do means root. So we should have to require to copy this one. So sudo is required. See this one, cp. Before cp, what is this? Sudo. So copy this file in which location? This location. So copy this particular file that contain in this particular location in this particular folder. The folder is HTML. Okay, we do one mistake here. Remove this one again. We should have to copy this in ks-cfg file. This one, remove this first. So we should have required a sudo permission. See, so go to this particular location, then after then perform this particular command. This one. So copy this file in which location? In this particular folder. So see this file will be copied. See this one. See here. In which particular folder? This one. So at this time, see this one. So this is where www html kickstart. Both are the same. See, this one and this one, both are the same. So copy this particular file in this particular location. So we have copied this particular file in this particular location. So copy. Current means in this location. So this is my kickstart file and this is my current location. The current location is ks-cfg. Then this exercise has been completed. In this we only just create the kickstart file. So this is the whole procedure. Then exit this one, then close this one, then this particular kickstart file is ready. If any other user want to install this, so you can install by using this particular kickstart file. So this is the whole procedure. Then this topic will be complete. So this is related to this particular how to create the configuration file of this particular kickstart configuration file, and after that we have one more topic, that is installing and configuring virtual machines. So what is the virtualization? So in this, some theoretical portions are covered related to the KVM. KVM means kernel based virtual machines. So virtualization is a technology, it's a feature, it's by using this we can create multiple virtual machines over a single physical machine. So this will allow a functionality to create multiple virtual machines, or we can say that VMs, and these VMs will work independently, and we can also install the operating system, different operating system. In this VM we can install RHEL8, in this we can install RHEL7, and we can also install the Windows 10. It means any Microsoft machines we can also install. So this will provide a isolated environment, and these VMs we can install different companies OS also. So RHEL8 also support the KVM functionality. It means full virtualization solution it will provide. So it will also provide the cloud functionality, just same as cloud. So we have a hardware. In this hardware, just install this particular KVM package. After installing this particular KVM package, create virtual machines. So this is the procedure to create the VMs. So first, we should have hardware. In this hardware, install this particular package, and after then we can install the different VMs, create the VMs. So this is the command that is called vers command, and this is the graphical environments that is called cockpit. So by using the cockpit virtual machine tool, we can also create the virtual machines by using the in a graphical mode. We can also use this by using the command line mode, and we can also create the virtual machines by using the graphical mode. So these are some functionalities. See, I will show you one more thing. So I am also using this particular, see this one, this is my virtualization environments, manage VMs. So in this, see one more thing, that is in this we have virtualization, that is virtual machine manager, this one. See, these are my virtual machines, and these virtual machines is created in which particular environment? See, if I want to create one more virtual machines, so we can also create new virtual machines. See this one, this will show me QEMU, it's called KVM. So we can create multiple virtual machines, and these machines we can install by using the ISO media, by using the CD-ROM, install the operating system. So we have classroom, this one, this is my server machine, this is my server A machine, this is my server B machine, this is my workstation. So we have this router, this is my router, this is my server, this is my server A, this is my server B, server, that is workstation. So these two machines in a CLI mode, this is in a graphical mode, and this is my server, that is known as classroom. This is my router. All the devices are interconnected by this particular router. So this is my router. So installation can be a local installation, network installation, PXE installation, and we can also import the images. See this one. If there is any image, then browse this one. So these are some images, that is called kick out images. So we can already have these images. So we can install. But so cancel this one. So this is the procedure. Cancel this one. See. So in Red Hat Enterprise Linux, KVM with vers command, we can also use this one. KVM virtual machine technology is available across Red Hat product from a standalone physical instances. So these virtual machines also known as the instances. In AWS, these machines are known as the instance. Instance means a machine of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So in Red Hat, there is a function that is called OpenStack that I have told you. OpenStack, this provide the cloud functionality. So this is a cloud of Red Hat. So we can create the cloud environments. There are different concepts. We can use Red Hat OpenStack Cloud. We can also use Red Hat virtualization, and we can also use physical virtualization. So physical hardware systems run. So first install this particular RHL media. In this, install this particular package. After that, we are able to create the virtual machine. This is the first functionality. And we can also use this particular operating system on a physical machine, directly on the physical machine. So this is called hardware virtualization. See this one, Red Hat virtualization provides a centralized web interface that allows administrator to manage entire virtual machine infrastructure. It includes advanced features such as KVM migration also, redundancy also, high availability also. So this Red Hat virtualization hypervisor. So what is my hypervisor? My hypervisor is this one. KVM is a hypervisor. It is tuned version of Red Hat Enterprise Linux dedicated a singular purpose for provisioning and supporting VMs. We can also use this particular concept that is known as RHOSP. It means OpenStack platform. So by using this, we can provide the private cloud. We can also provide the public cloud. So there are two types of cloud. The first one is public cloud. AWS provide the public cloud and some functionality of the private cloud also. So this is the cloud function that is provided by the Red Hat. We can install these operating systems. It can be your Linux, it can be your Windows, any operating system you can install on this particular VMs. This is the command to install this particular module. After installation, check this one to validate all of these things. And this is the graphical way. By using this particular graphical way, we can use and we can create virtual machines. And this is the cockpit functionality. (090) machines, so we can create. So this is the graphical view. So this is the procedure. Suppose if I follow some steps of this, see, this is related to the KVM. I will start this one. I will follow some step to check all of these commands. So see this one. So this is command. I have installed this particular package already. In which particular? In this particular machine. See. This is already installed in my machine. So this is a module name, that is module list. But this is classroom. This installed my machine. RPM-QA. And what is the name of this? That one, that is verse. Okay, this is not installed in my machine. If I want to install this, just type this particular command for the installation. Okay, just type here sudo. Okay, this have no permission, so I cannot install this one. So this is the procedure to install this particular package, and this is the package. So this is regarding the installation. And if you want to use this particular command, this will work in this. See this one. So all the procedure that should be followed, that is pass, 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 all of these pass. So see this one, word, host, virtualization. See, so at this time we have a virtualization environment in my machine. So this is called pass, pass, pass. If you use this particular command, so it can be fail, 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 because we have virtualization at this time on my machine. So this not show me the any error. See, all are the pass. Then after then, if you use this particular by using the KVM virtual console, so you should have to type this one, server a.lab.example.com, then this particular port number. But before this, we should have to enable this. So for enabling this, this is the command. So install this particular package, then you are able to access this one. So enable this one, this particular socket, then open your machine, then this will show me this particular wizard, that is virtual machine, this one. Then you are able to create a machine. So the machine name is web server 1, the file system, all of these things you can select these things in a graphical mode, this one. And this installation will be start and this will complete. So this is the procedure to create all of these things. This is the last one, lab, and this chapter will complete. So any doubt regarding this one, so you can ask. Then in the next session I will start, we rest only 2 and 3 topics in this. So that is, so I have completed first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Fourth has been completed. So rest, that is only a 8 chapter, and the 9, 8 or 9, that is the rest chapter. So the chapter, this one and this one. Only in essay 2 we have 2 chapter that I will complete in the next week. Okay. So if any doubt regarding the all the chapters, you can ask, and I will complete this. Then I will take a test. So you should have to ready for the test. Okay. And any other doubt regarding this, so you can ask. Rahul, Gitu, any doubt? Okay. So I will end the session. If any other doubt related to, you can also call me. Then I will provide the solution. Any types of doubt. Okay. So now I will end. No, there is no class on Friday. So the class will be on Monday. So I will end the session. Thank you.